Hello, friends. Hopefully, we have more than 5 viewers. It looks like we have a couple more. So, apologize if there are any type of technical difficulties. I am using a new streaming app and streaming both to uh, YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So, this is going to be interesting to see if everything works the way it's supposed to. And it's a great kind of test for what's to come in the future. So thanks for joining. Sit back, buckle up. I think we've got a few things to talk about. It looks like my comments are coming through. Hi, Xavier, Javi, and Laura, and Cindy. So thank you so much for jumping in. I got a lot of information to share, and I'll field questions as best I can as they come in. Maybe collect them more for towards the end. But the reason why I'm on here is, some of you may have noticed in the last year or so, I haven't had a real strong Facebook presence, really none at all. I found that my enjoyment from social media really stemmed from content surrounding dance for sure, more so than anything else. And I just wasn't having fun anymore. I missed seeing dance videos every week after events and chatter about this and that routine and dancing and really seeing talent thrive and come along in the community. So I just left cold turkey. Really, just it wasn't having any fun on social media anymore. Came back a couple of weeks ago to talk about my eye surgery, and no pun intended, I see things a little more clearly now. And so I've done a lot of pondering in the last few months. And given the situation where some events are coming back, but not all of them, we still have a lot of cancellations. One in particular being the US Open, although they are doing a free online event this year, which is super awesome. So hopefully everybody participates in that. Love it. I think that's a great opportunity for the community to come together. But I have another opportunity for the community to come together. Some of you have been begging for this for quite a while, others silently hoping, and maybe some are happy it just didn't come back, but I don't care. I'm officially announcing right now that I am bringing back the Global Online Open for Season 2 with some of the same things that made it great and some additional changes where there were opportunity to make it better. So, I'm going to share with you all that information. It's going to be information overload, but I think it's important to get it out there. Field some questions, kind of vet my audience. If there's anything that needs to be questioned, I'm open to questioning it. I've got a great support system around me, already kind of hashing some of this stuff out. I want it to be a huge success, but I want to be very, very clear up front. One of the reasons for the major delay is I just very strongly feel it's not worth doing this unless I can offer a really, really good prize package for the competitors. It's an intense competitive environment. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears go into it, and I just felt it wasn't worth it unless we could make it worth it for them. So I think I have a business model that will work. I'm not looking to make money. If I make a couple extra bucks for the hours that I'm going to spend working on this project, cool. But ultimately, the goal is to raise money for the competitors, and I'm hoping to get the community to rally behind that and jump in. I have an idea for how that will work, and I think it can be successful. So, without further ado, I'm going to start sharing my vision for what Season 2 is going to look like and how we can make it successful for everyone. So, here we go. Buckle up. So first and foremost, it's going to be the same contest format. I don't think there's any surprises there. It's going to be a tournament format for the Global Online Open. It's going to be a one-shot video once again, so no changes there. Those rules will be detailed as they were in Season 1 on the website for what video constraints there are for the contest and what is allowable. There again, we're going to have the clearly defined swing content rules. Now, I understand not everyone's going to agree. I mean, that's just a can of worms to begin with. But the most important thing with this contest, what made season 1 so great, and will work again well for season 2, is that there's going to be one enforcer of those rules. So every couple entering the contest is going to be held to the exact same standards. Whether you agree with them or not, both couples will be held and it'll be clearly defined. And of course, we're going to have the video review process for them to take advantage of. So yes, Javi, no pony swing. So they can submit their choreography ahead of time. As a matter of fact, it's highly suggested that they submit their video ahead of time to the head judge, who will review it and provide feedback so that the final product meets all the rules and guidelines. Exactly the same as season 1. Artistic intros and exits are going to be allowed. One of the great things that I really enjoyed last season was seeing people's creative visions around the routine. But the routine itself is a single shot. The intros and exits can be whatever artistic quality they want to add to the videos. I already mentioned it's going to be tournament format, video reviews by the head judge. So those are all the core things that are staying the same for this season. Here come the changes. Changes for season 2. So all auditions will be using the same song, and there's going to be no video review process for the auditions. What this means is on a specific date, we're going to release what the audition song is. Folks will have a little over 2 weeks to put together their routine and submit their video. A panel of judges will review that video and then pick the top 16 out of that review session. I'm going to go over a lot of these things in more detail in upcoming slides. Schedule changes and improvements. So I'm looking at creating a more fair schedule as far as when competitors are going against each other. So I'll review that coming up. There are voting changes, my friends. Hopefully you like them. But they are, I think, creating a little bit more diverse and fair system. There's going to be a global online open community membership. What that means is I'm creating an opportunity for folks to be involved at a deeper level. This is one of those business changes that I was talking about earlier, as a way that we can raise money for the project and get the competitors the prize money that they deserve. Folks that are a member of the online community will be eligible to audition for the tournament. They'll get a vote each week. And then we're possibly going to do it online strictly for the global online community members. So I have an idea of a time frame where that might work. We're still working through some of the logistics for that, but we might have an opportunity for a strictly contest in the middle of the schedule. Weekly winners are going to be announced live. I'm going to do a live stream every week that's going to review the week's materials, announce the winners for that week, and then introduce the upcoming couples for the next week. And then new videos will be released live as well and uploaded to YouTube. Now you can audition for free. If you're part of the global online community, you will have the ability to audition for free. If you make the top 16, then we're going to ask for a $100 entry into the final bracket. Again, that's the way to kind of solidify your commitment as a competitor. Yes, you made the top 16 now. It just like the entry fee kind of solidifies the commitment. It doesn't make it so easy to back out halfway through the contest. Plus, it also helps seed the prize pool for the competitors. Is there any questions so far? I'm about to go through the details, but I just want to make sure the stream is still going solid. I see Javi's last comment was pony swing. How are we doing? Do I still have you folks? Looks like it. All right, I'm going to continue. We'll see what happens here. All right, so for the schedule, what I was talking about as far as making the schedule a little bit more fair, last year was the last season was a very staggered schedule, which meant that some couples had a 2-week break, some couples had a 3-week break going into the next round. I also found that conditions changed, like one couple or could be preparing during a very heavy event week and the other couples not. So I wanted to try and line up the schedule a little bit more. Still having the weekly release for videos to the public and weekly voting, that hasn't changed. But what I wanted to do was give equal and fair gaps. So whereas these dates may change slightly between now and the actual launch of the contest, as you can see here, the winners of the A versus B and the winners of C versus D would go up against each other in the next round. So what I've done is I've lined up their prep for their routines in the same time frame, staggering their votes, but it's giving them the same time frame between their first contest and their second contest. In my opinion, making it a little bit more fair that they have the same exact rest period or rest time. One doesn't have 3 weeks and the other only has 2. And that pattern continues through. You'll see that there'll be 1 week where there's no content whatsoever. There's no planned prep for the competitors and there's no online vote, and that's the US Open week. I felt like it was important to give that online event space and for us not to be on the same weekend so that the community can support the US Open online event truly and fully. Without distraction, and then we'll come back full tilt starting the next week. So don't get too hung up on the actual dates here. A little bit more ironing out that needs to be done. I just kind of wanted to highlight the planning that's going into making sure we can provide a as fair a contest as we possibly can for timeframes and workload. Voting changes. This is the important stuff. So last year it was register with your Facebook account, authentication, and then vote for the couples, and it was very open to everyone, and it was free. Whereas that was great and it was exciting and everyone was involved. It really, in the end, made me have to pay a lot of money out of pocket for the prize money because we just didn't have a solid revenue stream for the project and the contest. So the idea this year is to create the community, and community members would have a voice. And this year, being a part of the community, the Global Online Open community, you're actually going to get 2 votes. You're going to get to vote towards who you thought had the better quality of dance and routine. So that's like one category. You'll pick a first or a second in that category. And then you're also going to be able to vote on the overall performance. This is where you're going to take into consideration the video, the production, everything that you're putting into, oh my gosh, my cat. Everything that you're putting into they're putting into the production from a video standpoint. So you're going to actually be able to give 2 scores. Those 2 scores will also be looked at from an overall popularity vote. And as a community member, you're actually going to be providing 3 scores. New this year, I'm going to have 4 judges each week. And what's going to be interesting and fun about this is I'm going to create a pool of judges from all over the world. I'm hoping to get somewhere around 20. It's not a huge commitment. They only have to judge 2 couples. And what I want to do is I want to randomize who the judges are each week after the videos have been submitted. So the competitors won't know who their judges are. When we do the release of the videos during the live stream, we will do the drawing live to pick who the 4 judges are going to be during the course of that week. We're ironing out exactly what that configuration looks like. My initial thought is to have 2 US judges and 2 international judges, but I am working with some folks to revise that potentially to have some smarter constraints and to really make sure we have a representation that's fair on that judging panel. So ultimately there's going to be 7 scores going into the scoring. So as a community member, You will vote. We'll have the number of votes that pick first and second on the quality of routine. So the number of those votes are going to determine who wins that category. Then we'll have the votes for the performance. The number of votes will determine who wins that category. Then there'll be the overall, it'll be the sum of the votes. And that would then create a third score, which would be the popularity vote or the overall score. So the community members represent 3 scores within the overall judging panel. And then the 4 pro judges will judge these categories, of course, all into consideration and provide a single score. Oh my gosh, I gotta do something about Kitty. So sorry, folks. That's my cat. In any case, the 7 scores then are going to ultimately determine who advances and who's eliminated. There's a lot here. It'll all be explained on the website. I'm really doing this for transparency at this point because I want to field questions. I want to feel challenged because ultimately I want to put the best and most fair product out there for everyone involved. Obviously, I can't make everyone happy. That's the impossible chore. But I can try and make as many people happy as possible so they feel like they're getting the fairest and best representation in the contest. All right, what do we have next here? Oh, let's talk about the community and what that looks like. Obviously, my PowerPoint skills are a little rough. Let's talk about advertising first. So advertising is going to exist this week. It's going to be a little bit more streamlined in hopes of getting more activity. So during the round of 16, if you want to do an ad before the videos, it'll be $100 for each week. I'm only going to do 1 ad for each video. For the round of 8, it'll be $150. For the quarterfinals and the finals, it'll be $200. So basically 2 ad spots available each week. So 1 video in front of each couple. Advertising will also get featured in the live broadcast. I'm really hoping that there's some folks that want to advertise their business, dance or non-dance related, events that are being held, online events, workshop weekends. The number of views from first season are significant. I'm going to share some of those stats to advertisers on the website so that they can see what their exposure is going to be. But there's a lot of great opportunity to get some exposure and help support the project and get these competitors some good prize money. So, being part of the global online open community, we have basically 3 tiers or 3 structures. The first one is the valued membership. It allows you to be able to compete in the main tournament. It will give you eligibility to compete in the possible Strictly contests that we're going to hold. You can vote each week, and you'll be able to interact with me during the live streams, and we're going to do weekly giveaways and contests during the live streams each week as well. So the next tier is what I'm calling the Community Connect membership. Of course, you get all the items that were in the valued membership, so all the items listed above. Plus, you get exclusive extended content. And what I'm visioning for that is some workshops throughout the 16 weeks. Those workshops could be as fun as like the competing couple that week teaching a move or a segment from their routine that they're putting together, kind of as like a teaser for what's to come. Seminars, Connect gatherings, so having like Zoom sessions or live sessions, live streams where we can get together and we can talk about the routines, what's going on, who your favorites are, just a lot of social engagement and interaction that we're missing from not having our events today. And then also some fun content like behind the scenes footage of the competitors, interviews, etc. And then the last one is just the ability to be an online sponsor, to just sponsor the project in general. So obviously it includes the perks for the valued membership. It includes all the Community Connect perks. Plus for any of the sponsors, we're putting together some really awesome global online open swag, For those of you that are huge fans of Spotlight and Michigan Classic material, my good friend, my great friend, my best friend, Anne-Marie, is going to be helping with all of the swag for Global Online Open this season. So I'm really excited about what we pulled together for that content. So basically the pricing, I'm looking at 16 US dollars to be a community member. In my mind, that's $1 a week to be involved, have the ability to vote, and to possibly be in the Strictly if you wanted to. To me, that's not a huge investment considering what we pay to attend events, and it's a great way to help seed and fuel the prize money to make this successful. So $16 to be part of the membership. I'll have all of the information on the website on how to join within the next week or two. To be a Community Connect member, I'm looking at $35 for the 16 weeks. And that again includes all that additional content, workshops, seminars, the gatherings, etc. And then to be a sponsor, I'm just looking at for a donation or sponsorship of $60 or more to be considered a sponsor. And then as a sponsor, you get, like I said, the additional swag. And yeah, I mean, anybody that knows me and what I did with WestyCon, I'd like to make it affordable. WestyCon kind of bit me in the butt, doing a really reasonable pricing structure, probably way too reasonable. But again, just to reiterate, I'm not out to do this to make a buck. I love the community. I miss it greatly. I miss the people. I was apprehensive about doing something like this again, given the financial interest that I've had to have in the past. But I really think if we can get the community on board and support this project, given what I've seen for views for last season, the feedback for last season, I don't think $16 is too much to ask to be a part of the community. So hopefully people jump on board, really see the value behind this, and maybe even choose to sponsor. I promise you the shirts will be wicked awesome, and we're going to come up with some other kind of cool swag that maybe we can put together, like some koozies or something like that. So our Shagers can be happy as well with their koozies, I guess. Anyways, my goal, ultimately, yes, I dream big, I aim high, but I really want the competitors to have something exciting to go after. My goal is to raise a $10,000 prize fund. I think it's doable. I think it's possible. I think more people know what this project is now. I know it's been some time since the last one, but if your YouTube page is anything like mine, the videos keep popping up for me, and I get really awesome reminders, and I get a smile to my face every time I see a video pop up. So hopefully there's some more visibility out there, and people can share this information, share with your friends that this is coming. Let them know how awesome last season was. Share videos with them. And let's just rally behind this if you could. I know my closest friends are on here, so I'm asking for you guys to really help get behind this and rally and get people excited about it. And yeah, I guess Kitty's got her 2 cents worth. She's excited. I'm excited, scared, nervous. If it tanks, that's not a good track record for me. But you know what? You only live once. So let's go for it. Let's make it happen. If you've got folks out there that you would love to see compete in it, send them a personal message. I will be reaching out to anybody that I know that would have an interest in doing something like this. I really want this to be international and global, like strong representation around the world. That's the hope and desire from day one with this. So get the word out there, and let's make it happen. Let's make it great, and let's make it successful. I don't know much more to say beyond that, other than I'm excited to up my game for production quality. I'm getting like true streaming software and hardware, and I'm going full tilt. So join me, go full tilt with me, and let's make this global online open community just something special to be a part of. And everything that we love with our events, let's try and make happen with this. So, not much more for me to say. I know I'm babbling. It's probably nerves, but love you all. Thanks for taking the time to jump on and spread the word. Take care, my friends. Be good.